Good morning, students. This is P. Srinivas, working as Assistant Professor in Department of EIE. For this semester, that is second BTech first semester, in this new academic year, I am going to deal transducers engineering subject. So up till first year, you all people have studied the common subjects such as English, mathematics, physics and chemistry. So from this semester onwards, that is second BTech first semester onwards, you are going to start studying engineering subjects, that is electronics subject as well as instrumentation subjects. Electronics as well as instrumentation subjects. So in the instrumentation subject, in the instrumentation course, so this subject, transducers engineering, is the basic fundamental subject. It is the most basic fundamental subject. So here we are going to discuss so many subjects. In this semester, you are going to study transducers engineering, electronic measurements and control systems as instrumentation subjects, whereas EDC as for electronic subjects. So this transducer engineering is the basic subject for instrumentation. So in this class, I am going to discuss about the overview about the transducer engineering subject. So before going to start overview of transducer engineering, so let me discuss about what is instrumentation in a brief. So instrumentation is a branch of engineering which deals with the measurement and control of various physical parameters or various physical variables. What is variable? Which varies with time. So this instrumentation branch is going to deal with the measurement and control of various physical variables. So for example, the room temperature is always varying with time. At present you may have some 25 degrees centigrade. After 1 minute or 2 minutes it may go to 25.1, 25.6 or 24 degrees centigrade. So which varies with time. So the measurement of this parameter comes under instrumentation. And we are going to control this room temperature by using normal fans or by using air conditioners. We are going to maintain the temperature of the room at desired 24 degrees centigrade. So that is nothing but controlling. So this measurement and control comes under instrumentation. So that's why instrumentation is a branch of engineering which deals with the measurement and control of various physical parameters or physical variables. So most of the physical variables which are going to be measured and controlled in various industries are level of the water, level of the stream, or some level of air, and pressure, that may be steam pressure, temperature, humidity, flow, pH, force, speed, etc. Almost all the variables are going to be measured and controlled by using our instrumentation principles. So this instrumentation branch, it is a multidisciplinary stream. It also covers subjects from various branches such as chemical, mechanical, electrical, electronics as well as computers. As for chemical, we are going to discuss in the next semester process dynamics and control. Actually it is a chemical engineering subject. Okay. So like that we are going to discuss so many subjects from various other disciplines. So the measurement plays very important vital role in almost all engineering and technology. If you go for any branch, that may be civil engineering, chemical, mechanical, definitely there is a need of measuring some parameter and also controlling some parameter. So without measuring and without controlling, no other branch can sustain. So every branch requires measurement of something and controlling of something. Okay, and also the technology which used to design and develop an instrument for measurement as well as control is called instrumentation technology. That means all the instruments which are used for measurement purpose and control purpose are going to be designed and developed by a technology called instrumentation technology. So there have been significant developments in the field of instrumentation in recent years. So in the recent years, the importance of the instrument is go on increasing. So without instrumentation, there is no industry. So that's why this instrumentation branch is having vital role and a very important application in almost all industries, especially for food industries, plastic industries, power plant industries. We need to have an instrumentation engineer. Okay, so now just we'll have a small look overview about the our subject transducers engineering. So why actually, what is the main is the objective of this course? Why this course is introduced in your curriculum? The basic objectives of this course. So in brief, I am going to give some 4 points. To provide basic knowledge in transduction principles, sensors and transducer technology and measurement system. So in order to measure any parameter in day-to-day life or in industries, we require to have some sensors or transducers which may use some transaction or conversion principles. So after studying these subjects, you are able to learn, you are able to get the knowledge about this conversion principles or transaction principles. So the first basic objective is to provide or to have some basic knowledge in this transaction principles. And second objective, to provide better familiarity with the theoretical and practical concept of transducers. So here we are going to discuss about so many types of transducers for measurement of temperature, pressure, flow, velocity, etc. So after completion of this course, we are going to get a familiarity with the theoretical as well as practical concepts of the transducers. Maybe thermocouple, maybe RTD, thermistor, I think you heard in the intermediate. So the other objective of this one is to provide better familiarity with the theoretical as well as practical aspects of the transducers. And next, to provide familiarity with the different sensors and their applications in real time day-to-day life as well as real time industries. What are different sensors and their applications, you are going to get familiarized. And finally, to provide the knowledge of various measurement methods of physical parameters like velocity, acceleration, torque, pressure, flow, temperature, etc. and their relevance to the industry. So how these parameters, pressure, flow, temperature, torque, acceleration are going to measured, what are the different principles, what are the different methods are using for these parameters and what is their relevance in the industry, that we are going to study. So these are main objective of this course, why this course is introduced for you people in the second year first semester. And what is the outcome, course outcomes? That means after completion of complete subject, that is 5 units of this transducer engineering, what you are going to get, that is nothing but outcome. So after completion of this course, every student is able to identify suitable sensors and transducers for real-time applications. So in the real-time applications, for example, in this subject we are going to discuss about the temperature transducers, that may be RTD, thermistor, thermocouple, pyrometers. I will discuss in the second unit very in detail. But after discussing that, whenever you go for an industry, you should know how these transducers are, which transducer can be used for different applications. For measurement of boiler temperature, so whether the thermistor is used or thermocouple or pyrometer. So you are able to identify the suitable sensor after thoroughly learning this complete subject. Okay, so you cannot use the normal thermistors for measurement of boiler temperature. You can use some thermocouples or sometimes pyrometers. So when you can know after thoroughly learning this particular subject transducer engineering, you may able to know the which transducer can be applicable for the application, for particular application. And a student is also able to translate theoretical concepts into working models. So you are able to design some models by learning some theoretical concepts of different transducers, and you are able to design, you will be able to design experimental applications to engineering modules and practices. And every student is able to design engineering solution to industry or societal needs and develop products. So depending upon the needs of the society or industry, you are able to design the solution for a particular application or particular problem. So which transducer can be used, or you are able to design. When you are able to design after thorough learning this complete transducers engineering subject. So these are the basic course objectives and why this course is introduced, and after studying or after learning the complete course, what are the outcomes. So after learning this subject, you people will be able to identify the sensors and transducers for different applications. You will be able to translate the theoretical concepts what you have learned into some working models. You will be able to design the experimental applications to engineering modules and practices. You will be able to design engineering solution to the particular industrial application or society needs, and you can able to develop the products in order to fulfill the needs. So this complete subject, transducer engineering subject, this you are going to read or you are going to study total 5 number of units. So just I am giving the overview what we are going to discuss in the unit wise. In the first unit, you are going to discuss introduction to measurement system. Every measurement system, for example, you want to measure a temperature, a pressure or flow, it must having some general measurement system. It is having some general elements. Each and every system is having some general components or elements. So what are those elements? What is the basic block diagram of measurement system, and definitions of the each and every element of the measurement system, and classification and their applications. And in those phenomena, while we are discussing about the measurement system block diagram, we'll come across some what called as sensors. There may be classification, active and passive sensors. So in this first unit, the second part, we are going to discuss about the passive sensors. In the second unit, we are going to discuss about the active, that is also nothing but self-generating sensors, and some sensors which are based on the Hall effect. So in the second unit, we are going to discuss about some self-generating sensors as well as sensors based on the Hall effects. In the third unit, nowadays the world is changed to digitalized. Okay, so actually the sensors, depending upon the technology, they are classified into analog as well as digital. And also nowadays almost all the elements or all the devices we are going to use, those devices are called as smart devices. Nowadays we are using the phones, those are called as smartphones, smart televisions. So in this third unit, we are going to discuss about the concepts, principles of the digital as well as smart sensors. How these digital and smart sensors, their principles, how they are going to use for industrial applications, everything we are going to discuss in the third unit. And nowadays, in almost all the industries, we are using so many products or so many components whose size is completely decreased into some miniature size, very small size, micro size. So as the what you call technologies go on improving day by day, the sensor size becomes very very less. That becomes almost micron size. So what are those micro sensors? That is nothing but here MEMS sensors, micro electromechanical sensors, and their applications we are going to discuss in the complete fourth unit. And next, last unit, so actually in the measurement system block diagram itself, we are going to discuss about the sensors or transducers. Next, some signal conditioning part. So about the signal conditioning part in detail, we are going to discuss in the fifth unit, and also some resolvers to digital and digital to resolver converters we are going to discuss in this fifth unit. That means overall in the first unit, we are going to discuss about the introduction about the measurement system, what are different elements and their definitions and their classifications and the examples of those. And next we are discussing about the sensors part in different units. In the first unit, second part, passive sensors. In the second unit, self-generating Hall effect sensors. And third unit, the modern sensors that are called digital as well as smart sensors. And fourth unit, the sensors which are miniature size, that is MEMS sensors and applications. And fifth unit, the next element after the sensor, that is signal conditioning part, we will discuss. So this is about the overall view of overview about the transducers engineering subject which we are going to study in future. So now we'll start the first unit, which is called Introduction to Measurement System. It is the first part. The first one is divided into two parts. One is Introduction to Measurement System and the second one is the passive sensors. The first part is Introduction to Measurement System. So before going to discuss about the measurement system, you should know what is measurement. In our day-to-day life, every day you'll come across so many measurements. If you go to any kirana shops or general stores, if you buy a sugar or rice or some vegetables, then you need a measurement of those weight of those objects. And if you want to purchase or bring or buy milk, then you need to measure the quantity of the milk you are going to purchase. So, and also in the similar way, if you go to any industry, you need to measure so many parameters. So first you should know what is measurement. So again, these are some various contents we are going to discuss in this unit. Those are general concepts and terminology of the measurement system, sensor classifications, that is analog and digital, and some general input configuration, methods of correction. So now this is general concepts and terminology of the measurement system. As already I have discussed, the art of measurement plays an important role in all branches of engineering and technology. That may be civil engineering, mechanical or electronics, electrical, everywhere you need to measure some parameters. You need to control some parameters. That's why this instrumentation plays a vital or important role in all branches of engineering and technology. So now what is measurement? A measurement is made by comparing the unknown quantity with a predefined standard. Or simply, it is a process of comparison of unknown quantity with a known predefined standard. In other way, measurement of a given quantity is essentially an act or result of comparison between the quantity and a predefined standard. For example, if you are going to measure length of this particular paper, what you are going to do? You are going to measure the length of this paper or any object by comparing this length with some known standard length, that is called a scale. Just you put a scale against this paper or object whose measurement is to be made. Then after comparison, then you can decide it is having 1 centimeter, 2 or 3 centimeter. There is nothing but it is a comparison of unknown quantity with known predefined standard. I will show some example. So here if you observe, in this pan you are having some fruits. I would like to know the weight of this particular fruits. So other side you are going to put some weights. These are called as predefined weights. This is 1 kg, 200 gram or maybe 100 gram. There is a known predefined standards. So what you are doing is actually here you are not measuring actually. You are comparing the weight of these unknown objects or unknown fruits with known predefined standards. Whenever these both are compared and becomes equal, then you can say that here we are having some 1 kg, maybe 200 grams. Then you can say that these fruits are having 1 kg 200 grams or 1 kg 500 grams. So what you are doing, you are going to compare this unknown weight of the fruits with the predefined standards. So that is nothing but measurement. For everything, if you want to measure the length or voltage, anything, this is the basic concept. It is process of comparison of unknown quantity with known predefined standard. That is nothing but a measurement. It is a process of comparison of unknown quantity with known predefined standard. So what is the significance of measurements? Okay, so due to the advancement of science and technology, I think so nowadays the science and technology is improving. So this advancement of science and technology is dependent upon the parallel progress in measurement techniques. As already I told that measurement plays an important role in all branches of engineering and technology. So that's why the advancement of the science and technology is depending upon the progress in measurement techniques. So day by day the techniques for the measurement are improving. So generally for all branches of engineering there are two major functions. Any branch there are two major functions, that is first one is design of equipment and process, and next proper operation and maintenance of equipment and process. Equipment and processes. So if you take maybe any branch, that may be a chemical branch, chemical engineering branch, the basic objective of that chemical engineering or particular industry, pharmaceutical industry, they are going to prepare a particular tablets or a chemical solvent. So in order to prepare that manufacture the particular tablet, you need to measure, you have to design particular equipment, and we have to perform some process. Okay, for manufacturing the tablets, we need to mix so many components. For that, again, we require to measure the components weight, the concentration. The concentration may be in terms of milligrams or sometimes nanograms also. So we need to measure and we need to mix. And after that designing also, we need to maintain some proper operation and maintenance of the equipment and process. Or for example, if you go for designing of an engine or designing of a motor in for electrical branch. So your design equipment, you have to design the motor. For that you have to design a windings, rotor, stators. For that we need to measure so many parameters, how much current it is drawing, how much resistance it is taking. For that you need to measure, and by considering all these things, you have to design a motor. And after designing, after getting the required product, also you need to provide the proper operation maintenance, how it is working. And after 1 year or 2 years, it may not provide the required output, then you need to measure what is the winding, that is the resistance, whether it is having proper resistance or not, whether it is drawing the proper current or not. So for this purpose also required measurement. So that's why I am telling that both these functions require measurements. Every branch requires or having these major two functions, that is designing of equipment and process, and second one is after designing, proper operation and maintenance of equipment and process. These two major functions require measurement. Without measuring, these two functions will not be carried out. That's why this instrumentation plays, or the measurement plays, a very important and vital role in almost all branches of engineering. So this is because this is very required, the measurement is required, because proper and economical design, operation and maintenance require a feedback information. Sometimes we need to maintain the level of the particular object or of the water at a particular value. So if you want to maintain the level of the tank, water in a tank at 50% level, what you have to do, you should know whether the present level is more than the 50% or less than 50%. For that you required proper feedback. In order to get the feedback, again, that is provided by making the suitable measurements. For that you need to measure what is the present level. Or in a simple example, you are having the air conditioner. What is the function of air conditioner? That is used to maintain the temperature of the room at your desired temperature. That maybe you are going to put some 18 degrees centigrade or 24 degrees centigrade. So in order to maintain the room temperature 24 degrees centigrade, what is the major requirement? The major requirement is, first you should measure what is the present temperature. For that we are having a sensor in the air conditioner that measures the present temperature, whether it is 24 or more than 24 or less than 24. Depending upon whether it is more or less, then we have to take the proper action. The air conditioner will take the proper action and maintain the room temperature at our desired point. So for that we require measurement. So like that, any engineering or any function requires a feedback. That feedback will be provided by making suitable measurements. So this is the very significance of measurement and why we need to have measurement. And in simple we can say that what is the need of measurement. So process, we are having so many operations. We have to understand the operation, whether it is providing your required output or not, and how it is changing, whether it is working properly or not. You need to understand the operation. So not to understand the operation, we require measurement. And to monitor an operation, continuously you have to monitor. So what is the temperature of the boiler in a particular industry at morning 12 o'clock, at 1 o'clock, at 1:20. So you need to monitor. For that monitor also required measurement. In order to control an operation, for example, you want to maintain the temperature. Just now I told, by using air conditioner. So for that purpose, you to control. To collect the data for future analysis. To collect the data. If you are going to produce a product or an operation, after so many days, you need to provide some analysis. For that, you need to collect the data. For that also we require measurement. To validate an engineering design, after designing a particular product, we require some validation. So for all these 5 purposes, we have to go for measurement. These are the need of measurement. To understand an operation, to monitor an operation, to control an operation, to collect data for future analysis, to validate an engineering design. So next, coming to our main subject, the important topic is the first topic and important for entire instrumentation branch, that is a generalized measurement system. Just I will give the here only what are the elements of this measurement system, and I will discuss this in the next class. So any measurement system generally consisting of these 4 elements. Those are called transducer, signal conditioner, data present in devices, and external power supply. So this is the basic block diagram of a measurement system, which consisting of a transducer, signal conditioner, data present in device, and external power supply. The quantity to be measured, you may be required to measure the temperature, flow level, anything that is given to the transducer. So that is an element which convert this into some another form. I will discuss in the next class in detail. So that form may not be sufficient to drive your output device or data presenting. Then we require some amplification, filtering, or analog to digital conversion. So that is carried out by using an element called signal conditioner. And this output device, those are maybe alarm, some oscilloscope, printer, etc. That is going to provide the information about the quantity to the observer. And in order to operate all these elements, we require some power supply, without which these devices may not work. So for that, external power supply is also important. So these are the basic elements of the measurement system. Those are transducer, signal conditioner, data present device, and external power supply. So with this I am going to conclude the today's class. In the next class we will discuss about all these in detail.